Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah. Uh, Today, little bit difference. Now, I was asked to conduct this session in English, uh, merely because of two main reasons. One is the first reason is now you are going to appear for an interview uh, in the coming week. So therefore, the interview will be held in English, purely in English. So therefore, as a rehearsal or as a uh, pre-training, so this session uh, was asked to be conducted in English. Second reason is now we have uh, all the there are all the candidates who appeared for the examination in both the languages, Sinhala and Tamil medium. So since all can, because if we conduct it English, all can understand it, and whatever language you use, finally you have to appear for the interview in English. So therefore, that's the two main reason where we decided to conduct this session in English. So anyway, first of all, let me wish all of you uh, Happy New Year, and also, I would like to wish you all the best because you are the people who have been selected from that competitive examination. So that is a great achievement in the part of your career development because the getting through the AR examination is not an easy thing. I think about 600 odd people sat for the examination, and only a handful of candidates managed to get through the examination, and out of which only I think about 90 people are called for the interview. So therefore, you are the uh, exact cream of the uh, cream of the candidates who appeared for the examination. So first of all, uh, I prepared a little presentation to guide you how to prepare for the interview and what are the things you should do, what are the things you should not do in the interview. Because I am too sure that all you have uh, faced at least one or two interviews during your career. Because all you so at the time when you were recruited for the university system, there was a interview. In addition to that, most of you have
මේ
faced for
මේක
the
මට අවුටින් ගන්නම් මට නැත්තම් පාරක්.
grade 2 interview, and some of you have faced to the grade 1 and SSMA interview, so on. So therefore, you have some experience in uh, appearing for interviews. But the this interview, that means the interview which you are going to face uh, is little bit different from the interviews that you have already faced, because this interview is conducted, or this interview is held at the UGC. The interview panel is chaired by the chairman of the University Grant Commission, who is the highest authority uh, in the university system, apart from the Ministry of Higher Education. So therefore, you are going to face the interview, which is chaired by the chairman of UGC. And also, let me little brief of this particular interview, because I think this is the first time you are going to face an interview where it is conducted by the UGC. So the interview board is consist of chairman UGC, who is going to chair the interview board or the selection committee. Interview board is not the correct term which we have to use. So the correct term is the selection committee. The selection committee is chaired by the chairman of the UGC. In addition, this selection committee comprised with secretary to the UGC uh, and some commission members and I think uh, uh, a registrar, a registrar from a registrar from a state university, and so on other people. So those are the people who will be attending, who will be comprised the selection committee that you are going to face. Right. So now let's go forward and we'll try to understand what to do. So before that, before attending to the interview, the pre-preparation for the interview is necessary. So this is also some activity relating to the pre-preparation of the interview. So first of all, we have to make sure before going to the interview, you have to arrange your certificates and documents properly. Because the thing is, now you have already uploaded uh, copies of your certificates during the process of application. So to make them evaluate at the selection committee, you have to take those certificates physically to the UGC at the interview. If you fail to bring even a one certificate which have been uploaded previously, that won't be considered or that won't be evaluated, that particular certificate. So say for example, now if you have uploaded your degree certificate and by mistake, if you left it behind, what would happen is, so all other certificate you take for to the interview, but the degree certificate you forgot to take to the selection committee, to the UGC. So what would happen? Your degree certificate will not be evaluated. They will consider that you don't have a degree certificate and they will evaluate rest of your certificates. So that's what happened. So therefore, don't be careless. You have to make sure that you have arranged all your certificates well in advance to the date of the interview. So uh, today, today after this session, you may or tomorrow or uh, don't wait till the last moment. You have to arrange your certificates in the order. In the order means you have to sort your certificate. That means I think you all have uh, files or the particular clear cases where you can place your certificates safely. So you have to sort your certificates. See the section 1 here. Sort your certificate in the exact order where they were uploaded during your application process. Because I think you are instructed by the UGC to sort this certificate uh, in the exact order where they were uploaded during the application process. So therefore, make it sure certificates are sorted in accordance with proper manner. So I mentioned the consequences that may happen if you forgot to bring a certificate. So other thing is I I'm going to brief. So your dress code, you have to make sure your dress code. So for the gents, it is compulsory to wear trousers and shirts. So, or else the national suit also you can wear. I think most of the that nowadays most of the people I do not see that they have worn the national suit. So therefore, you have to go appear for the interview with the gents should appear for the interview with the formal trouser with long sleeve shirt and make sure uh, to wear a tie, necktie. You have to wear a necktie. So all for ladies, they have to go appear for the interview with the sari. Either it can be a Canadian style or in the Indian style. So the and or the suit or the attire should be well uh, and should be informal. That means that the dress should be ironed firmly and that should be neat and go with uh, because your dress code actually implies or illustrate the professionalism or the it illustrate the nature of you. So therefore, make sure to properly dressed with these dress codes. Right. Now I am coming back to the date of the interview. Now, up to now I talked about the things that you have to do before the date of the interview. Now I am coming into the activities that we have to perform in the date of the interview, which is the most crucial because this date will be your turning point. This date will be the most important date of your life. So therefore, in the date of interview, uh, my advice is now all you are now informed by the UGC uh, the time of the interview. So therefore, my advice is please arrive to the UGC at the that that location at least 20 minutes early because don't wait till the last minute. So if your interview is scheduled at 11:30, try to attend the try to attend the place of the interview at least 20 minutes early. If your interview is scheduled at 11:30, try to attend there at least by 11:10. Or if you can attend there by 11 o'clock, that's even better. So some of the mistakes that the candidates uh, may commit. I am going to brief the some mistakes that the candidates may commit at the date of the interview. So when you attend to the UGC for your interview, first of all, they will give you a sheet to sign. So you have to make sure that you have signed the attendance sheet because attendance sheet is the only proof document is there to prove that you have actually attended physically to the interview. So therefore, make sure to sign the attendance sheet. And number two, preference list. This is very important. Please draw your attention very carefully because this is going to be a new experience for you. So therefore, please listen carefully, very carefully. Please listen. So after signing the attendance sheet, before you enter into the interview room, you will be given a list of universities. That particular document shows all the universities, institutes, and campuses which are uh, governed under the UGC are shown in that particular sheet. So therefore, you are asked to mark your preference from one to I think there might be universities and university institute and campuses governed under the UGC. There might be, say for example, let's say there are 40 such institutes are there. Now, assuming that 40 such universities and institute and campuses are there, so you have to mark from 1 to 40. If they are, if we assume that there are only 40 such institutes and universities are there, so you are expected to mark your preference from 1 to 40, 1 to 40, or 1 to that number. You have to mark, because that because the purpose of that document is, if you are selected as the assistant registrar, so what is the university you would like to go and serve? So if you mark the preference as number one for in a certain university, that indicates that if you are selected as the assistant registrar, this is the university I like most to go and assume the duties. Likewise, you have to mark all the uh, list of universities and institute and campuses according to preference order. Say, for example, if you are a person who is coming from Jaffna, so therefore your preference might be, the first preference might be the University of Jaffna, because it is closer to your home. So therefore you have to, if you are coming from Jaffna, or if you are willing to work in, if you like most to work in Jaffna University, so you have to mark one in the Jaffna. Your second option, second preference might be the Vaunia University. So you mark the number two as Vaunia University. Your third preference might be the Ramanathan Academy in Trincomalee or something like that. I'm not too sure where I see it. So you mark the three. But do not stop marking these three, or do not stop marking few preferences and leave rest. You have to mark from 1 to 40. Similarly, if a person who is coming around Colombo, they might prefer to work in a university around Colombo. So their first preference might be working at the University of Colombo. So therefore, they might mark number one as University of Colombo. Number two might be University of Visual and Performing Arts. Number three might be uh, Jawaharlal University. Number four might be Open University. Number six might be Kelani University. Likewise, after marking these things, now there are other remote universities are there, no? So there are Peradeniya University, Rajaratnam University, Jaffna University, Batiklo University, something like that. Then some people think that, okay, these are the five preferences that I have. I am not willing to, if even if I am selected, I am not willing to go to Rajaratnam University and serve, because far away from Colombo, and it is not convenient for me to travel such a distance and assume duties. And thinking like that, if you leave rest of the universities, what would happen? Your preference list will be cancelled. Your preference list will be totally cancelled. And UGC will decide, if you are selected for the post of assistant registrar or assistant registrar, so then the UGC will decide to which university you are going to be assigned. Even if you are, even if you have scored higher marks, because this preference list, the priority will be given to the people who have scored high marks. The people who have scored higher marks uh, are privileged to give the appointments in the according to the preference order. So even if you are getting even if you have scored the higher marks, you won't be getting that privilege if you do not mark all the universities. So therefore, make sure to mark all the universities according to your order of preference, but never leave any university or institute in that sheet. And in the interview, so this is not like other interviews. This is little difference, because in other interviews, uh, you are entering to the interview room with your certificates in your hand. But this interview is not that like. It is not same as that. Your certificates, which I think your certificate should be in a file, in the certificate file, and that should be handed over beforehand to the before the interview is started. That means your interview is scheduled at 11:30. You arrive there at 11 o'clock, and by sometimes at 11:10, one assistant may come and ask you a name, and that person might ask your certificates. So therefore, you have to hand over your certificates to that particular person. Then he or she will take inside the interview room, and before you enter the interview room, they go through your certificates. So therefore, you have to go to the interview room with empty hand. Right. Is there any clarification or is there any question up to now? Because this interview is a new experience for you all. So therefore, if you have any doubt or if you have any clarification up to now, you may ask.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, if you are working in a now, for example, if you are working in University of Colombo, and in the preference list, can we put it as also a preference, sir?
Yes.
No problem, no? Okay.
That's totally up to you. That means if you are currently working at the University of Colombo, and if you are willing to continue working at the University of Colombo, so you can mark uh, University Colombo as number one. Then, but my point is, you have to mark each and every university. So that is university and institute, but never leave a blank in any place. So other thing is, now if you are working at the University of Colombo, so that means if you get the higher marks, then your first preference will be given. Because the thing is, other thing is, even if you that means that is the, because I cannot say that if you get the higher marks, you will be getting the first preference. The reason for that is there should be cadres. There should be available cadres. If the cadres are available, and if you mark your first preference as a certain university, or say for example Colombo University, and if you get the highest marks or higher marks, then UGC consider to give you the appointment at the University of Colombo. Are there any questions? Right. Uh, you at any time you may disturb me and ask any question today in today's session. You can ask questions while I'm speaking. No problem of that one. Right. Then we'll move into the interesting section and the important section, the skills required for the administrative officers. What are the skills? What are the skills required for an administrative officer? What are the skills required for the administrative officer? Because I'm going to talk about this with a reason. So please listen careful. So administrative officer should have a sound knowledge in administrative procedures. Administrative procedure, subject knowledge. I mark uh, uh, I mark here subject knowledge. Subject knowledge means the administrative officer should have a sound knowledge in university procedures or the university rules, such as the provision of the E code, establishment code, provisions in the University Act, procurement procedures, circulars, sometimes financial procedures, and etc. So that administrative officer should have the sound knowledge of these areas. Let's leave the second one aside, and we'll come to the third one, the analytical skills. Analytical skills mean the first one, that means there's no argument about the first one, subject knowledge. Every administrative officer should know these provisions very well. Secondly, the analytical skills. Analytical skills means the administrative officer should be able to analyze the questions. That means if a problem arises, the administrative officer should be able to, should be keen enough to, should be smart enough to analyze the problem and come up with the solution. Because you cannot address any problem without analyze that, because without analyze you cannot find out the root cause, and without knowing the root cause you cannot come up with the solution. So therefore it is very crucial that you have the analytical skills. Second, the fourth one is the communication and negotiation skills. Obvious, no? So and fifth one is the empathy. Does anyone knows what empathy is? Because I am not, this is not the theory class, because each and everything I describe, and then I'll come up, I'll come back, I'll come back. So how the UGC will evaluate these qualities from you, because you are in the interview, because UGC is there to evaluate that whether you have these qualities. That means you have these features, UGC will evaluate in the interview. So therefore, after describing these things, I'll come up, I'll come back here to explain you how UGC will assess you. Empathy. Empathy means what? Empathy means, do anyone knows about empathy? Empathy means, so I'll explain it. Empathy means, uh, you, you should be having the skill of understanding the state of another person. So that's very important skill that administrative officer should have, because say for example you are the assistant registrar of a certain division. There's a person there. There's a management assistant there. So that person is in out of mood. So you should be able to understand the situation of that particular person. You have to be empathy. That means that skill is should be there. That means you should be able to understand uh, the the emotions of other people. Emotional intelligence means the administration officers should have the emotional intelligence. That means emotional intelligence means you should be able to understand your emotions. So if you get angry, you should understand, okay, now I get angry. If you are in happy, you should be understand, now I am in happy. So likewise, and if you are in hot in temper, so you have to understand, I am in hot in temper, or I am in angry. So but then you can avoid uh, avoid it affect to other person. That means, in other words, the self-control, emotional intelligence. Other one is professionalism and uh, personality, which is also a very important feature. So, and there are many other characteristics that uh, required for every administrative officer. So, if they are the main skills or the main requirement or main features of administrative officers, in the interview like this, what the UGC will do? They will assess whether you have these qualities, whether you have these skills. So that's what we'll do in the interview. So therefore, if you understand that UGC will assess these qualities or these skills, uh, then you can easily get ready for showcase you these qualities at the interview. No, in the subject knowledge. So we'll come to the first one, subject knowledge. In the subject knowledge, first of all, the other important thing I have to tell you, uh, this interview, as far as I know, won't go more than 20 minutes. One candidate will be interviewed something around 15 to 20 minutes. It won't take more than 20 minutes because it's not practical. So during that period of 20 minutes maximum, uh, the interview will be there only 20 minutes maximally. So you will be interviewed during this 20 minutes. So you have to, you are preparing for that 20 minutes, maximum of 20 minutes. So subject knowledge, now according to this, the UGC need to assess your subject knowledge. No, if this is a if this is a required skill of an administrative officer, you are facing to the interview of assistant registrar or the administrative officer. So UGC should need to evaluate whether you have the enough subject knowledge. UGC have already evaluated that. How? Because they conducted the competitive examination. All these areas were tested in that particular examination. So therefore, UGC know that you are good in this subject area. You are with subject knowledge. However, still if they want, they will test whether you have actually now they know that you have subject knowledge, but in the interview also they can test whether you have enough subject knowledge. So therefore, that's why it is important that you have to familiarize once again the provisions of the E-Code, Acts, procurement, and recent circulars before going to the interview. So later I'll discuss each and everything briefly with some case studies. That's the thing. The analytical skills, I'll come to that one, and also current subject knowledge is also very important in this in the context of this interview, because I'll come up this one. So, right. Right. Then we'll discuss one by one subject knowledge. So what kind of question that the UGC, yeah, what kind of question that UGC can ask to test your subject knowledge? Can anyone suggest? Because I want to see you talking, because you are going to be administrative officers. I think 30 out of you will be administrative officers. So therefore, you should be able to talk in a forum like this. So therefore, can you suggest what sort of subject knowledge they will test? They might ask questions. They might ask question in the provisions of E-Code. They might ask question of the Act. They might ask question in the procurement. They might ask the question in circulars. But when analyzing the previous cases, that means because I have observed that in the previous interviews, most of the question that the UGC asked in connection with the current subject knowledge, the current subject area of the candidate. So one good example I'll explain you. There was a candidate, without revealing name, I'll tell the stories. There was a one management assistant. She was working in non-academic establishment division in a certain university. So when she attended to the interview, uh, because at the time of interview, they are interviewing you with your personal file. They have your personal file with them at the interview at the time of you are interviewed. So therefore, then they asked in which division you are working at. So then she replied that I am currently working at the non-academic establishment division. So in the interview board, start questioning regarding the matters pertaining to the non-academic establishment division. The one such question I can remember she told with me once. They asked, what is personal file? Then she explained what it is. And UGC asked, what are the documents that the personal file can contain? Name the documents name the documents where or the name the documents uh, that can be included to the personal file. So at that point, so she explained such and such things. So that's one good example. So, and another example is there's one person who was working at the student welfare division in a certain university, and when he attended to the interview, uh, uh, the interview board asked him in which division you are working at. He told that uh, I'm working at the student welfare division, and first question they asked from that particular person was, what are the main duties at the student welfare division? Not they didn't ask the duties of that particular candidate, but they asked the duties of what are the main duties entrusted to the student welfare division. He went with uh, those answers because he prepared very seriously for the interview, and he assumed that such question might be asked from him. So they he because since he has gone with preparation, with no problem, he managed to answer the question. These are the things: student canteens, Mahapala bursary scholarships, student unions and associations, uh, issuing season tickets for the students, issuing railway seasons to the students, and so many things. He started uh, explaining. Then after that, they ask, okay, now those are the activities. Okay, fine. Then tell us what is the student union? So how to form a student union? So who are the office bearers in the student union? So how many? What is the procedure of selecting a committee members? Something like that. They kept on asking that area because those questions were asked because he he initially declared that he was working at the student welfare division. So with these two cases, uh, we can see the UGC tends to ask more and more questions from the subject area that you are currently engaged with. If you are currently working in a general administration division, so if they might ask the questions pertaining to the general administration division. If you are currently attached to the academic establishment division, they might ask questions. There's a high probability of asking the questions pertaining to the academic establishment division. So therefore, you have to beside uh, beside beside going to the or the gaining the knowledge of other areas, you have to first of all, the mainly you have to focus on your current subject area or the operations that are handled by your division, right? Division. So most of the questions might be asked that the place with regard to the division that you are currently working at. So if you are working at in a academic establishment division, you might be asked about the recruitments of academic staff members, promotions of the procedure of uh, procedure of promoting a probation lecturer to the grade senior lecturer grade 2, how to recruit the chair cadre professors, something like that they might ask. So therefore, you have to get ready all these areas, mainly uh, with regard to your own division. If you are working in a accounts division, they might ask questions regarding the payments, and how to deduct the withholding tax, how to deduct the VAT, how to something like that. They might ask the questions pertaining that area. So that is very important when you are preparing things. If you are working at the supplies division, or if you are working in the general administration division, or if you are working in the capital works division, you might be asking more questions from the procurement, more questions from procurement. But it is not. That means that is not the, that means there is a probability of asking more and more questions uh, from the division that you are working. But it doesn't mean that they are not going to ask they are not that not it doesn't mean that they are not going to ask questions from other areas. We cannot say. We cannot say. They might ask. So other experience I'll inform. I'll share with my own experience. So when I appear for the deputy registrar interview at the UGC, uh, they went through my certificates and asked, you have done the HRM, something like that, you have more qualification in HRM, something like that, and ask the one person asked, okay, so if you know HRM, please please define what is recruitment. What is recruitment? What is recruitment? So that sort of question asked. I never expected that that sort of question will be asked from in the interview, because I prepared for the question pertaining to the university system. No? So, but they asked a question like that. Uh, because since I remembered it, because since I remembered it in the interview, then I managed to answer the question. So otherwise, I might be I might not be able to answer that question. So that is the thing. So you have to prepare for these type of question. As other thing is, if you do have the so that from my own experience, you can get something out of that. You can get something out of that. That means if you do have some qualification in HRM or marketing or management or something like that, they might ask questions from that area also, right? Say for example, if you have a diploma in procurement, they might ask a question from the area of procurement. If we have a qualification in marketing management, they might ask a question in that area. So, so therefore, those kind of things can happen. And there's another skill I mentioned, that analytical skills. So analytical skills means they might test whether you are good enough to analyze the case. Analyze the case. So I'll tell you I'll give you a case study. I like to see one of you or few of you answer this question as assuming this is a rehearsal in for your interview. So my question is, so anybody can answer. My question is, you are the you are the uh, you are the assistant registrar of you are the assistant registrar of the student welfare division, right? Student welfare division. So uh, there is a conflict between two groups of students in two faculties at the hostel, at the certain hostel. So what are the actions that you are going to take? What are the actions you are going to take? So subordinate reported to you that there's a conflict between two groups of students, or might be vice chancellor inform you that there's a uh, conflict. So what sort of action you are going to take? What type of question action that you are going to take? Please tell me. Any of you, it might be wrong, no problem. So please answer that.
First, we have to know the proper reason causing
Yes.
the problem
Mhm. Yes.
with
So now
talking
if you
with both
if you
parties.
yes. Now if you are reported that kind of thing, the student conflict. So yeah, your answer is correct. Can anyone try with different approach?
We
First,
should
we have
inform the
informed to
security of CSO.
senior student council.
Right. Better. Yes. Someone.
So I think it's better to inform to the marshals unit
Yeah.
as well as the security. So
Mm,
if there is any serious situation, we can inform to the police also.
definitely. Very good. Very good. Some other approaches. Okay. All what you said are correct. So, but the proper one is I'll explain something with a different approach. Now, say for example, that particular incident was reported to you as the assistant registrar of the student welfare division by the subboard. Say for example, say like that. So, this is student matter. Student matters, as we are administrative officers, we are not directly dealing with the student matters. Administrative officers generally do not dealing with student matters directly. That doesn't mean that we are not uh, attend student matters. It is not what I mean. But what we are going to do is the approach is all what you have said are correct, but the better approach is the practical and better approach is okay. From the subboard, you get the you were informed by subboard. Okay. Now the thing is, uh, what you have to do is you have to first of all you have to inform it to your superiors. Your superiors are vice chancellor and registrar. So if you can communicate with them, you can inform them, right? Immediately, then you can get this get the details from the subboard. No, subboard is the one who is reporting you. So you can ask from the subboard what sort of conflict it is. One person told me that. That's good. What sort of conflict is that? Is there a serious case, or is there a is it leading to a serious matter, something like that? So first of all, you have to get those information, and immediately, as soon as you get this information, that means you are getting the information from subboard. What sort of conflict this is? What are the reasons? If you do know, so what are the okay? Then get the information. Then immediately we have to inform the vice chancellor and registrar. So that's a different thing. Before that, you have to inform the security people, CSO, because CSO is the head of the security staff. So you have to inform the CSO, this sort of problem is there, please attend. Like immediately you have to inform the marshals, because marshals are there to attend such things. And immediately you have to inform the vice chancellor and registrar, and also the senior student councillors or the student councillors of that particular faculties. The conflict is between two faculties now, so you have to inform the student councillors of these two faculties, because student councillors are there to advise the students. Because the thing is, students are not listening what we are saying. As the administrative officers, students are not have that sort of deal with The administrative officers not, but they are dealing with their teachers. The student counselors are academic staff member, teachers. So if the academic staff members involved with that one, there's a high probability of there's a high probability that the student listen that particular one. So first one is, in such cases, you have to get the information and inform the CSO, because first of all, you have to avoid any bad things happening. No? So therefore, we have to immediately send security people, marshals, those are also non-academic people, and you have to student counselors and the deans of that faculties you can inform, and vice chancellor. Then we have to inform with these things we have to inform the vice chancellor and registrar immediately. So, so if it is a serious case, if there's a criminal case, if there's a criminal case taking place or something like that, with the instruction of the vice chancellor, security or the CSO can call the police to come and intervene the problem. Can you understand that one, that approach? Do you have any other opinions? Right. Another case study I'll give you. Try to answer. There's a problem occurred at the university canteen. Because the students make a complaint, or the students have a conflict with the canteen keeper, saying that there is a cockroach. That cockroach was in the lunch. So is that the reason? So what would be your approach? Or they might say that these curries are gone rancid, so we cannot eat these expired curries and other things. So that might be the cause of the dispute. So in such cases, how do you attend?
We have to inform the PHI at the university.
Yes, definitely. Actually correct, because the PHI is the expertised officer who knows about the quality of the foods. So therefore, we have to send the PHI there. And if there's a dispute there, we have to send the marshals also, because if the students are going to beat the canteen keeper, so we have to avoid that. No, we have to send the marshals and CSO, sometimes the student counselors. So the best officer we can get involved with is the PHI, because he's he's the one who is knowing about the quality of foods. So therefore, you can attend with the PHI, and we can get the report from the PHI. We have to inform PHI to inspect and see whether this is correct. If it is correct, then we can take action against the canteen keeper. Can you understand those kind of things? So those are because in such two case studies that I have given you, so the administrative officer should analyze that one. What is the cause? So if it is the cause, what is the best method of solving this problem? What is the best method of solving it? What are the strategies? That's very important. What are the strategies we can come up with? Those kind of things we have to deal with. One more case study I'll come to case. So I'll come with another case study to see your analytical skills. There's a problem in the, say for example, the student come up with the problem. Their allegation is that in the lecture hall, the lecture halls are getting heated during the daytime, Therefore they cannot concentrate to the lectures because of the heat. The fans are not adequate uh, to uh, to to address the heat. So in such allegations, in such situations happen, what would be your approach?
We should inform works engineer regarding that particular scenario.
Definitely, definitely. We can inform. Yeah, okay, now students have come to your office, and the student welfare division might be, and they or the faculty, if you are faculty, are they might come to the faculty, and they might come up with arguments, and we cannot study, we cannot blah blah blah. A lot of things are there. So what you have to do is, okay, just we'll address the issue. Then we can write to the works engineer, and immediately we can send the works engineer to the lecture hall and get a report from the works engineer, uh, whether these fans are whether this heat is too high to cope up with. So then we can ask the solution from the works engineer. He might recommend to install some air conditioners. So then we can get the specs of the air conditioners, and we can get fix it. So that those are the things. Those type of problems might ask uh, in at the interview. So they might give a imaginary case study like that, and might ask you how to deal these things. So therefore, likewise, you have to analyze the problem, and you have to inform. Right. And also in the interview, uh, so that communication skills and negotiation skills are obviously, in the emotional intelligence. In the interview, I have observed that UGC, most of the time, they test your emotional intelligence, but they are not asking any questions regarding the emotional intelligence. No theory questions will be asked. No question will be asked, but they very strategically test your emotional intelligence. How? Because I earlier told you that emotional intelligence means what? The awareness of our own emotions, understanding our own emotions. That means self-control. That means if you are getting angry, if you get angry, so you have to understand, okay, now I got angry. It is not good to get angry and take decisions. So therefore, I have to keep myself calm down and address the problem. So the emotional intelligence, I have observed how they test it. It's a very interesting thing. So how they test is very interesting. So I'll explain it. So I don't know whether exactly they are testing your emotional intelligence or not, but I assume that uh, they are testing the emotional intelligence by that way. So I'll explain it. Then you can understand it, and you can respond accordingly. So what they are doing is they are trying to make you angry. Okay, in the interview, most of the time, because I have heard from most of the candidates, not only the AR interview, but also the SAR interview and the DR interviews also, they try to make you angry. Sometimes they might blame you. Sometimes they might ask some other things. So the one good example from the certain candidates, the interview board have asked, uh, uh, did you take leaves during last couple of years? Uh, that particular person is not that particular person has not taken, I think, even 20 leaves per year, because but they asked, no, you have you should be you should have taken a huge number of leaves during last couple of years. He told that, no, I didn't even take 20 leaves per year, not 20 years, 10 leaves per year. So how did you attend these? How did you get these qualifications? So if you didn't get the leaves, how did you attend these classes, and how did you get these qualifications? So they try to make you angry. So in such cases, what you have to do? You have to keep your cool. Whatever question, whatever thing they tell, whatever they tell or whatever they try to do, you should not get angry. You keep your cool. Then you have to keep your cool and you have to answer. So if you get angry, that means they will understand that you do not have the emotional intelligence. You do not have the self-awareness. So if that happens, they will they might decide that you are not suitable for the post of assistant registrar, because if you are a person who is getting angry, definitely not suitable for the post of assistant registrar, because administrative officers should have the higher tolerance, power of tolerance, and higher emotional intelligence. So make note of it, that because those kind of things may ask. And also they test the professionalism. That means the way you come, the way you talk, the way you sit, the way you your gestures, your postures. So how you answer the questions, uh, and what so those kind of things they will test, and your personality also. That means your personality so will be tested. So we'll go to the next slide, and the slide thereafter also, and I'll come back to here to give you some important points which may be asked in the interview. So what you should do at the interview? So I'll go through this one very quickly. You have to enter the interview room with relaxed mind. Don't go with the heavy head. You have to go to the interview room with the relaxed mind, positive and pleasant body language. Your facial expression should be spot on. You should show the interview board that you are in positive posture. You are in the positive attitude, and your body language or the facial expression should suggest or should illustrate that you are in the good mood. And when you go inside the interview room, what you have to do is, then when you enter the interview room, most probably the chairman of the board will ask you to take a seat. So once you enter the interview room, what you have to do is, you can look at you have to keep your eye contact with the interview board and say, if you enter the interview room in the morning session, you have to say, good morning, sir, good morning, madam. Something like that you have to say. Because you cannot say good morning to each and every person in the panel. What you have to do is be stretchful. So when you're entering, so you see the person who is sitting in the center. He's the chairperson of the board. If he's a male person, most probably the chairman of the UG is a male person. Current UG chairman is a male. So therefore, you keep your eye contact with the chairperson. You say, "Good morning, sir," and uh, you you look at the rest of the members and say, "Good morning, sir. Good morning, madam." Something like that. Say. So that's very important, because that's sort of etiquettes, and that sort of behavior. They expect that sort of behavior, because they check. They like to see your politeness. So therefore, make sure that to say good morning or good afternoon. So when you are entering into the interview room, and do not take the seat until they ask you to sit down, right? So when they ask you to please be seated or sit down, something like that, then say thank you and be seated. Always you have to show your politeness and professionalism in each and every action, because that's very important, because you are appearing for an interview. Not only your subject knowledge, your attitudes and your other internal factors will also be tested. And you make sure you have to remember that uh, only 30 people will be selected from 90 among 90 candidates. Only 30 people will be selected. So therefore, these minor matters may lead to a big difference. So therefore, don't miss out these small things. And as I mentioned earlier, you have to maintain when you are speaking when you are answering the question raised by the interview board. So you have to always maintain the direct eye contact with the person you are talking with. Say, for example, chairman of the UG asks you a question, then you look at the eyes of the UG's chairman or the face of the UG's chairman, and you have to answer the question without beating about the bush. You have to answer it directly, clearly, with great amount of your showing your personality. You have to answer it. But when you are answering, don't answer. Then අපි can කැත්තෙන් පොල්ලෙන් ගැහුවා කියලා. Don't answer in that manner. Don't answer, never answer that manner. If a UG chairman or any other member of the interview board ask a question, then you have to listen carefully and understand what he asked. Then maintaining the eye contact and maintain the pleasant facial expressions. That means with a smile, with a slight smile or a good, pleasant, relaxed facial expression. You have to answer it in very polite manner. Say, for example, you, this chairman might ask, what are the duties you are performing at the university? Then you have to look at his face, and with a slight smile and good, pleasant facial expression, you might say, sir, I am working in the general administration division. I am currently handling the contracts of the general administration division, such as cleaning service, security service, and grass cutting contracts. Those contracts I am handling currently. So those kind of things you can say. So, and also you have to answer every question strategical manner. Strategical manner means, that means when you are asking strategical and thoughtful manner, you have to answer, because the thing is, when you answer the questions, that question might be, when you answering to a question, your answer might lead to another question that might not be answerable immediately. Say, for example, one good example I'll show you. I'll tell you. Now, among you, there are management assistants. That means in this group, there are management assistants, there are library assistants, there are technical officers, there are other categories of employees also there. Might be subordinates, might be there. So, say, for example, if a technical officer attend to the to this interview, now if you are a technical officer, you attend to the interview, and you might be in the technical officer grade 1. Then they might come up with a question: why did you apply for this post of assistant registrar? So you within next couple of years, you might be a staff technical officer, or within another 10 years, you might be a chief technical officer. So if you become a staff technical officer, you might be in the same rank as assistant registrar. So your subject area is technical matters. You are handling technical matters. This is administrative matter. So why do you want to shift your career from the technical side to administrative side? If such question is asked, the similar thing might ask from the library. If you are a library assistant, library information assistant, they might ask. So you can be a library AR one day. So then you can work with the library matters. So having studied the library science and other things, why you shift your career to the administrative side? Then in such cases, don't tell because I like administration. It is not a justifiable or the logical answer. In such uh, thing happen, then you have to strategically and thoughtfully you can answer. So something like that. Yes, I'm in a technical as a technical officer. I like to be a CTO and other technical CTO or the staff technical officer. Yes, that route is also there. But I want to get more knowledge. I like to more knowledge in the university administration, and I think I have a strength or I have the skills. I have the management skills. I think I can perform better if I become a assistant registrar to the university because I understand that I have a good managerial capacity, and I have skills. I understand that I have skills in administration. So therefore, that's why I want to shift my career from technical side to administration. That's just the example. So that kind of logical answer you might come up with. So therefore, when you're answering questions, please answer strategically and thoughtfully because the best thing is now before the interview. Now these say for example 2 days tomorrow. That means if you are facing the interview on 22nd, now tomorrow today and tomorrow you have today and tomorrow. So you can when you relax time you think if now I explain a lot of things, so by these things and by other sources and uh, your own experience, you assume what kind of what kind of question might be asked when I'm at the interview. Then you plan your answer and you think once again, if I get something like that, what would be the consequence? What kind of backfire that I can get? And you can reshape your answer reshape your answer. So if you have any doubt, then you can then when you go to the university now tomorrow you go to the university and then you discuss with the administrative officer. Then he or she might give you better instructions to shape up the answer. So that's the thing. And the things you should not do, the things what you should not do in the interview, I listed down there. You should not telling lies. Avoid lying. Avoid lying. If you do not know the answer of the question, what the interview panel asked. So because thing is no one in the world is perfect apart from Lord Buddha and supreme gods. No human being is perfect. No one knows everything. So interview board knows that one because interview board knows that you know you know something because that's why you are selected at the compared to examination and get selected for the interview. But it is they know that no human being knows everything. So therefore, if you do not know the answer of the question they ask, don't tell lies or don't uh, make any stories. So you may say politely, you may say, uh, I am not. I am not too sure. So anyway, shall I try? Well, anyway, shall I try in the way I am thinking of that? I am not too sure. Anyway, I can try, but I am not too sure. And say, tell frankly. And without telling lies. Because if you tell like that, that shows your professionalism. That shows your professionalism. So they will appreciate it. They will appreciate it. Second one is never argue with the interview board. That's obvious, no? So they might tell totally unacceptable things. I told you earlier, they might test your emotional intelligence. They might tell something which is totally not acceptable. But still, you have to keep your calm. You have to keep your cool, and you are not going to argue with the interboard member. Never ever, never ever. I emphasize once again, never ever argue with the interboard members of the interboard. Never ever argue, right? Whatever they tell, you think the interboard is correct. Whatever tells the interboard is correct. So, likewise, like that attitude you have to maintain. Never argue with the interboard. Whatever they tell, keep your cool and keep with your pleasant look, keep with your pleasant facial expressions, and uh, don't show your emotions. Never display your emotions. Even if you get angry, even if you get sad, sometimes some ladies, if the interboard says something, they might tend to cry. Never do that. Never do that. Never show your anger. Never show your sadness. Never show your excessive joyness. Never show. No emotion you have to show. You have to keep your calm, cool-headed, and you have to keep your pleasant facial expressions. You have to keep your professionalism. You have to keep your personality. You have to show your personality, and those kind of qualities you have to show, and you have to prove that you have all the required skills that an administrative officer should need. So you are enriched with all these qualities uh, that the administrative officer should require. So therefore, you have to you have to market yourself at the interview. Other thing is, most important thing is, you should not criticize any person, right? They might ask some questions. You are working at that university, the vice chancellor is, how is the vice chancellor? How is the registrar? How is such person? How is this person? In your university, there's a person like that. What's your opinion of that person? You might have some bad experience of that particular person, but you are in an interview. Never criticize any person, even if you have, even if they are talking about your greatest enemy. Never criticize any person. You might have a bad experience in a certain university. Never criticize university or the police, any policy. Sometimes they might ask, okay, now earlier, if you want to get approve a card, you have to get the approval of the DMS. Now, in addition to DMS, you have to get the approval from the Prime Minister's office also. What is your opinion? Is it a disturber? Is it a hindrance to the smooth function of the university system? So you might have the feeling that yes, it's a hindrance. Yeah, it consumes a lot of time. So something like your personal opinion might be there, but you are talking about there's a policy, there's a government policy. So therefore, you should not criticize, even if you have your own opinion is something else. But in the interview, what you have to say, yes, previous procedure. That means getting the approval from the DMS and getting the card approved from the DMS is convenience. Uh, but the new procedure, the implementing of new procedure might have uh, some something in it. So therefore, uh, we have to adhere with that one. So there might be some reason, there might be a valid reason to implement the new procedure. So therefore, we have to adhere with that. Likewise, we have to answer balanced answer, but never criticize whatever your personal opinion is. Right? So once again, I'll come back come back. Come back. This is the first one, subject knowledge. Right. Shall we within taking 5 or 10 minutes, shall we discuss uh, some questions which might be asked in the interview? Shall we? Because
Okay, sir.
yeah, because the thing is, because I was asked to deliver this lecture about 12 p.m. today. So therefore, after that, I thought, what sort of questions that the UGC that the UGC might ask from you, because few questions I thought that they might ask, because then recently the university establishment code changed, no, and also very recently our procurement guideline also changed. Can anyone tell me in which year the University Establishment Code amended and in which year the procurement guideline is amended?
2023, no? University Establishment Code amended.
Yeah, 2023, the University Establishment Code amended. Procurement guideline in which year amended?
2024.
What is the latest? 2024, exactly. So you have to remember these things. So I might feel, I might feel because I anticipate they might ask the differences between the new things added, or the differences between the content wise in the previous and the current establishment codes or the procurement guidelines. They might ask. They might ask, because these two are amended very recently, no? That means very recently. That means within the 1 or 2 years, within the gap of 1 or 2 years, these two documents were uh, amended. So therefore, I'll give you few differences in the uh, current procurement guideline and the earlier one, and also the current establishment code and the earlier one. Is it okay? I think they might ask. What do you think?
Okay, sir, that's fine.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yes. Do you have a piece of paper? If you have a piece of paper, it is good. Then, so if I tell you, then you will forget it. So even the recording is there. I think it is better if you can take a piece of paper and a pen. I think it's okay. Right. First of all, I'll come with the procurement guideline. Do everyone ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm talking about the differences between the current procurement content-wise, content and other things. The differences between the current procurement guideline and the one we had earlier. So earlier procurement guidelines in which year the now current procurement guideline is introduced in 2024. The previous one, in which year the previous one was introduced at?
2006.
The
1970.
previous, no, no. In
2006.
1970s, procurement was done in line with the finance regulations. 1970s, 1980s, procurement is included in the FR, or the financial regulations. In which year, first time in Sri Lanka, procurement guideline was introduced in? The first procurement guideline was introduced in 2006. So we had the procurement guideline introduced in 2006 up to 2024. Up to 2024, we used the procurement guideline introduced in 2006. Now we have the 2024 version, new one. So first difference, I'll I'll explain you few differences. You better to note it down. The first one is the regulatory body. The regulatory body. The regulatory body. The regulatory body. The 2006 procurement guideline was regulated, or the regulated by NPA. 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 NPA stands for National Procurement Agency. National Procurement Agency. National Procurement Agency. National Procurement Agency is the National Procurement Agency is National Procurement Agency was under the Treasury. Under the Treasury, that means Ministry of Finance. NPA was NPA, no, National Procurement Agency was a body under the Treasury. That means the Ministry of Finance. So if something under a ministry, will it be independent or not?
Not.
It is not. It is not. So therefore, in 2024, government realized that and the regulated powers of the NPA was abolished and handed over to the NPC. 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 NPC stands for National Procurement Commission. National Procurement Commission. National Procurement Commission is an independent commission. You know that there are many independent commissions in Sri Lanka. No? State Service Commission, Police Commission, Judiciary Service Commission, likewise, like that. National Procurement Commission is an independent body. Nobody can interfere with. They are governed by the rules and regulations and the law of the country. So therefore, first difference is in the 2006 guideline was regulated by, or the regulatory body of the 2006 guideline was NPA, National Procurement Agency. 2024, the regulatory body is NPC, National Procurement Commission. The second difference is the scope. Scope. The difference is scope. Scope. In the 2006 guideline, the scope of that guideline is limited to the scope of the guideline in 2006 was limited to the procurement of goods, works, and non-consultancy services. Goods, works, and non-consultancy services. Goods, works, and non-consultant services. 2024, in addition to the goods, works, and non-consultancy services, one more item is added. One more item was added. In the 2000 guideline, the scope is goods, works, and non-consultancy services are there. In addition, there's a new thing was introduced. It is the information system. Procurement of IS products. Procurement of IS products. Goods, works, non-consultancy, and IS products. IS stand for information system. Information system products. Information system products. Third one is the 2006 guideline. The 2006 procurement guideline had only 9 chapters. 2006 procurement guideline had 9 chapters. But the 2024 has 15 chapters. 15 chapters. 15 chapters. And other feature is primary principle. Primary principle. Primary principle. Primary principle. Primary principle means the objective of the procurement guideline. That's the thing. Primary principle, the main principle, the main objective. In 2006 guideline, the main principle or the primary principle was uh, uh, economy, purchasing the economical items, purchasing of economical things. That means economy. Number 2 is transparency. Number 3, fairness. And adhering with prescribed rules and regulations. Adhering with prescribed rules and regulations. So that's the primary principle of 2006 guideline. Economy, transparency, fairness, and adhering with prescribed rules and regulations. In the 2024 guideline, the primary principle was changed. The primary principle was VFM. VFM. Can anybody tell me what VFM stands for?
Value for money.
Value for money. Very good. Value for money. Value for money. 2024 guideline, the primary principle was value for money. You have to get the best service for the value of money. I'll give you only few differences. I think 6 or 7 I'll give. So you can remember 5 out 3 or 4 or 5 maximum out of them. Other one is optional bits. Other feature is optional bits. In 2006 guidelines, the operational bits are not allowed. Optional bits, sorry, not the operational bits, but the optional bits. Under the 2006 guidelines, the optional bits are not allowed. Under 2006 guideline, the optional bits were not allowed. But under the 2024 guideline, optional bits are allowed. Optional bits are allowed. What is optional bit? What is optional bit? Can anyone tell me what is the optional bit? Especially the people who are working at the supplies division might know. What is the optional division? Optional bits. අපි සිංහලෙන් කියනවා විකල්ප ලන්සුව. Optional bit. නැත්නම් alternative bit කියලා කියනවා ඔකට. What is the meaning of optional bit? Optional bit means, now say for example, I'll take a small example. Now if you want to purchase a computer or the laptop, now if you want to purchase a laptop, so when you want to, laptop is a good, no? Good, right? If you want to purchase a laptop, then you cannot request, you cannot advertise it, you cannot advertise by its trade name, no? You just advertise the specification that you want to have in that particular laptop. So you want to have a laptop, you cannot say, I want to have a Dell laptop. No, you cannot tell. You cannot advertise by the product name. Instead, you have to say, I want to have a laptop with these specifications. You can advertise, you can call quotations from the registered bidders or something like that. So these are my specifications. My RAM capacity should be this one, gigahertz, 5 gigahertz. My memory should be 400 gigabytes. Likewise, you can give the specs. Then say now I circulated it for few 10 bidders. Then each bidder might quote according to my specifications. Bidder A quoted this laptop with this specification can be given to 200,000 rupees. Bidder B 1,500 rupees. Bidder C 25,000 rupees. Something like that. They can uh, uh, give the prices for the laptops with the specification given by me. In addition, up to 2006, under the 2006, you have to quote for that particular specification. From 2024 onwards, we can give the optional bid. Optional bid means, first of all, that means, say, for example, the bidder D there. Now he mentioned the price of the laptop with my specification. Yes, he quoted the price, 250,000 rupees. Laptop price is 250,000. The laptop with my specification, 250,000. He can further elaborate different laptop with another laptop with different specification. So, okay, bidder D gave the price for the laptop with my desired specification. Okay, that's fine. He gave the price. In addition that, if we have a laptop with different specification, and he thinks that that laptop might also be suited for my needs, then he can mention as an optional bit, he can mention, okay, your specification, the laptop with your specification, this one. So I have another type of laptop with this specification. This price is 1,500. That's optional bit. But before submitting the optional bid, that bidder should have submitted the price of the product where I provided the specification. After that only he can provide, yes, this price is this. If you want, I have a different type of laptop. That price is this. That's the optional bid. So it is allowed now, right? And the bid security. Next feature is bid security. The bid security under the 2006 guideline. So can anyone tell what is the amount of the bid security? What is the amount of the bid security?
1% of the total bid.
Right. Yes, 1%. 1% of the total contract price, or the 1% of the, if it is a service, 1% of the annual cost. Okay, 1%. So bid security under the 2006 guideline. Bid security could have been given in the form of an insurance bond. Before the 2006 or before 2024, under the 2006 guideline, bid security could be given in the form of an insurance bond. If he want, he can give an insurance bond as a bid bond, or else he can give a bank bid security obtained by the bank as the bid security. But from 2024, according to new guideline, the insurance bonds are not accepted. Only the bank bonds, only the bid securities obtained by the commercial banks registered under the Central Bank of Sri Lanka is accepted. Sometimes the cash payments might be accepted, but no insurance bonds are accepted under the 2024 guideline. Other different is uh, appointing a bid opening committee. Appointment of bid opening committee. Appointment of bid opening committee. Under the 2006 guideline, bid opening committees were appointed by the procurement committee. Bid opening committees were appointed by the procurement committees. Procurement committee. Under the 2006 guideline, bid opening committees were appointed by the procurement committee. But with the 2024 guideline, bid opening committees are appointed by the accounting officer. Accounting officer. Accounting officer means in the university, vice chancellor is the accounting officer. In the institute, the director is the accounting officer. They were entrusted the power. And 2024, that means procurement method. Other features procurement method. Procurement method, that means procurement under the 2006 guidelines. So we know that the procurement methods, what are the procurement methods we had? Shopping and NCB, National Competitive Bidding, ICB, International Competitive Bidding, LCB, Limited Competitive Bidding. So many procurement methods were there. No? With the 2024 guideline, e-procurement is also included. E-procurement. E-procurement means electronic procurement. Electronic procurement. It is called as EGP. I'm not too sure what G stands for. I'll check it and let you know. But e-procurement. E-procurement introduced under the 2024 guideline. That means procurement can be done online. That means electronically procurements are allowed now. Now, how many differences that I have informed you?
8 differences.
Sorry?
8 differences.
8 differences. I think so. There are some other. You can remember these things. You can remember these things. So another one difference I can give, the 9th one. Contract value, performance bond for contract. Performance security for contract. Performance security for contracts. Performance security or the performance bond for the contracts. What is the performance bond? How much? Performance bond is
5%.
5%, no, sir.
5%. 5% of the contract
5%.
value. Right? 5%, yes. That means under the 2006 guideline, even the contract value is very small. The performance bond should be there. I think if now there's the contract value is 200,000. The performance, so say for example, the contract value is 1,000 rupees. Contract value is 1,000 rupees. That the selected bidder is informed to submit a performance bond of 5%. If the contract value is 1,000, 5% is 500, no? 500 rupees. 500 rupees. So then the contractor should submit a bid security, performance bond of 500 rupees at the time of signing the agreement or at the time of awarding the contract. So this is bit harsh, no? That means getting a performance bond of 500 rupees from a bank, he has to do a lot of things, no? So therefore, with that, under the 2006 guideline, irrespective of the contract value, performance bond of 5% should be there. Under the 2006 guideline, irrespective of the contract value, 5% of the contract amount should be kept as the performance bond. But under the 2024 guideline, only the contracts which are more than 5 million, only the contract worth more than 5 million, 5 million or more, 5 million or above, 5 million or above should submit the performance bond. Right now you have 9 differences, no? Well, good enough. That means you can remember at least 2 or 3 differences. If you are asked to answer, you keep 2 or 3 things. In the establishment code, because I didn't have enough time to find out the differences, differences because I didn't have enough time to prepare for this lecture. But I found only one difference. There are more. There are more differences in the established code also. I cannot remember all the differences when comparing to the new one with the older one. But only one I can remember. That means E code under chapter 19. And under the chapter 19, I'm talking about the E code now, not the procurement guideline. Under the E code, chapter 19, you know the disciplinary procedure. Disciplinary procedure. In the older E code, that means the previous E code, I think I'm not too sure. It was compiled in 1984. I think I'm not too sure about that one, the year. But anyway, under the previous E code, under the disciplinary procedure, they have given only 6 punishable offenses. Under the disciplinary procedure, the disciplinary procedure was in the previous E code under the chapter 22. New E code, disciplinary procedure is in under chapter 19. So under the previous E code, under the discipline procedure, it was introduced 6 punishable offenses. 6 punishable offenses. 6 punishable offenses. But under the latest E code introduced in 2023, latest E code introduced in 2023, the number of offenses, number of punishable offenses under the disciplinary procedure has been increased by another 2 offenses, introducing another 2 offenses, and made 8 punishable offenses, The previous E code had 6 punishable offenses. Now the latest E code in the 2023 now has 8 punishable offenses. The 2 new offenses have been included. First one is a plagiarism and corruption. Plagiarism and corruptions. 2 new punishable offenses included and made all the punishable offenses have as 8. So, and also in the E code, the selection of deans. I think I'm not too sure because I didn't have time to go through the E code and find out the differences. Anyway, if you have time, please try to find the differences between the current E code and the previous E code. If you know, you may share it in the group for the benefit of other candidates, because so that's the thing. Okay, up to now, any question? Do you have any question up to now?
Sir,
Okay.
do we
Yeah.
need to use sir or madam, that kind of words when we reply for their questions?
Yes, definitely. Because the thing is, now we are dealing with the human beings now. Human beings like to get respect from others. No, that's the nature of the most of the human beings. No, so therefore, That's why I told you, when you are talking, when you are answering, when you are dealing with the interview panel, you always give respect to the interview panel. You always, if a question asked from a member of the interview board, you say you reply, you address them sir. You address them sir. If it's a female officer, you address her as madam. And you, when you are replying, yeah, you replied, and you give that respect, and you show your politeness, and when you are answering the questions, always answer in the pleasant manner, and don't rush the answer. Don't rush the answer and things. And also important that you have to talk little louder. Don't do not murmur when the question asked. Don't answer it murmuring. Don't answer. You are not expected to murmuring and answer the question. You answer the question louder. That means you might be in nature, you might be uh, a soft speaker. Yes, that's good. But in the interview, you have to talk little bit louder, and because the what you say should be audible for all the members of the interview board. So therefore, you have to open your mouth, and you have to uh, answer it in the way it can be heard to the every person in the interview board. The other important factor is because it shows your personality also. So if someone is answering uh, uh, answering slowly or softly or something like that, it sometimes implies that he is not having a good personality fit into the position of assistant registrar. So therefore, you have to impress. You have to market yourself. You have to showcase that you are suitable for the post of assistant registrar. So therefore, you have when you ask the question, you listen carefully. You look at his face and keep the eye contact, and listen carefully the question with present body language, present facial expressions. Then, having understood the question, you have to reply directly. You have to reply with keeping eye contacts, and you have to answer it little louder. Louder means not you should not shouting. You speak little louder uh, to show your personality. You show your personality, and that's the thing. And always respect the you have to always give the respect to the interview board, whoever the all the members of the interview board should you have to address with respectfully. So today we have discussed how to prepare before the interview, and dress codes, uh, uh, the things what you have to do in the date of the interview before entering to the interview room. What are the things you are supposed to do, and what are the skills of what are the skills should the administrative officer should have, and how the UGC would assess these skills, how UGC assess whether you have these skills. And we talked about some imaginary case studies to showcase your analytical skills. And I told you how to what are the strategies that they can use to show you emotional intelligence. And I told you how to keep your personality and the professionalism, how to show your professionalism and the personality to the interview board. And I told you what you have to do inside the interview board, and what you should not do in the interview board. So, uh, if you
Sir,
have any more question, I am ready to answer the questions.
sir, we didn't get interview date yet.
Yes,
You told,
because yes, I heard that one because some of the staff members in our university also did not get that notification, the date of the interview. The thing might be something like that, because if you take all the staff members who have already received the date of the interview, I observed that those in the alpha, their names are their names are in the top of the alphabetical order, because from A, B, C, D, E, F. That means if you take your surname, if your surname is start off with one of the letter in the higher in the alphabetical order, they receive the interview date. But the people with the people's surname start with K, uh, LW, so Vijay Kon, Kumar Siri, something like the Kumar Siri start from K, Vijay Singh start from W, something like that. These letters are little lower down in the alphabetical order. They haven't received the date. I think most probably they will receive the date tomorrow, day after tomorrow. But you have to better try to have contacts with the other people, those who have not yet get the notification. So you can, if you don't receive the date of inquiry, date of the selection, interview by tomorrow, day after tomorrow, then you better to ask from the UGC for clarification.
sir, one more question. You said, sir, actually vacancy position number is 30. It's 30 or 40, sir.
I'm not too sure, because according to the information I received, but these information are not trustworthy, and these information are not guaranteed, confirmed. Uh, I I got the information that about 30 people from the internal category will be recruited, but it is not confirmed. I might be wrong. As example only, I got the number as 30. I'm not too sure. So the number might be more than 30.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
is it okay if they ask the question, especially from the lady candidates? Is it possible to work far away from your residence? If we tell the truth frankly, is it okay? Better to limit within the particular province?
Yes, because sometimes it works, because I know that one instance, one of the known person to me, when she faced the interview, the interview panel asked whether you are in the position to assume duties any part of the country, because she had a little baby at that time. She told them, "No, I have a little baby, so therefore, if I get the chance around the university around Colombo, then I can uh, assume the duties." But she got the appointment in the university around Colombo. But that's the only occasion I have heard of it. So my advice is not to tell like that, not to tell like that. So sometimes it worked, sometimes they might take it as a negative factor. So therefore, if they ask whether you are in the position to accept the appointment any part of the country, better to tell yes, because then after the appointment comes, then you can decide whether you are going to accept it or not. No. So because we cannot decide what will happen tomorrow. So the situation of the today might change in tomorrow. So therefore, even if you reluctant to take appointment outside of this your province, better to show your positiveness and say, okay, no problem. I am in the position to accept it any part of the country. But in the preference order, you have to make sure you have to note down your preferences correctly. Then after that, if you get the appointment outside of your province, then you can decide whether you are going to accept it or not later on. So at that time, your difficulties might be changed, or some other solution might be there. So therefore, my personal advice is, it is up to you to take a decision. By my personal advice is, if you are asked by the interview board whether you are in the position to accept it any part of the country, so you better say yes. Uh, I will. Uh, it shows you a positiveness and confidence and things. Because the thing is, we have to understand that in the interview, we are the candidate. So they have some other because if only 30 vacancies are available now, 90 people, if the 90 people are interviewed, they have other 60 people there, no? They have to somehow cut 60 people out of the competition. So therefore, these small things they can take as a negative factor, and so therefore, my advice is always tell that you are in the position to uh, take the appointment any part of the country, because it is not unfair. Because even if you so at the when you get the appointment, if you didn't if you don't accept the appointment, it is not unfair, because the next one who is in the list will get the opportunity. So that's better. Okay, do we have any more questions?
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Yes. Yes.
sir, if the online annexures are not logically ordered,
Uh,
if they are not in a logically order, can we make it correct logically when we physically submit in the certificates?
sorry, I'm sorry, because that means your preference order now, now these days the preference order is submitted online, no? Am I correct?
No, sir, we didn't submit preference order.
You didn't submit, no? Right. Then
No,
you
sir,
have
no,
to
sir.
you have Okay. Now in that recent SCR interview, the preference order might be, I think, as far as I know, the preference order they submitted online. Right. The if the preference order to be submitted in physically, that means in the as a hard copy. So there should not be a logical order, but your preference. It is totally your preference. That so say for example, if you in Colombo,
Sir,
yes,
sir, I
if you are
ask
in Colombo.
about the certificate order. So,
Certificate order. No problem, no problem. Certificate order, now you have uploaded, no? Now the things you have uploaded cannot be changed, right? The what you have uploaded cannot be changed, because so therefore you have to sort out your certificates in the file in the same order where you have uploaded in the application.
Can we bring additional certificates if we found later any extracurricular activities during schooling time or whatever?
Yes, you better now. If you have any other certificates which are not uploaded, you can take to the interview. But the thing is, there's an issue. I don't know whether they are going to evaluate them or not, because generally, but you better to, because if they evaluate, that's fine for you.
Okay.
That's better. That's better, no? So
Okay, sir.
if they don't evaluate, that's okay, no problem. That's a matter of bringing these certificates, no? You bring you bring them these certificates. If you found later, no problem. You bring these certificates, even if they evaluate or not, it doesn't matter. If they evaluate, that's benefited for you. If they don't, that's also fine, no?
Then those certified copies also we need to submit them, no? Already we didn't
Yeah,
submit the photocopies.
but the thing is now you cannot submit it online, no? That now online submission period is over, no?
Over, yeah.
Once you,
Only
yeah,
hard copies.
once you submitted the application, you cannot change or you can add, nothing you can do, as far
We
as I
cannot.
know.
Yes,
So
sir.
therefore, if you found certificate later on, no problem, you bring it with the file, but you have to make sure to arrange it at the latter. That means you have to sort the certificate. No, so you have to sort it in the same order that you have uploaded the certificate. So at the end of the certificate, then you can add these certificates and place them in the place them in the file. It doesn't matter, even they evaluate or not. That
Then
you
we
can
can submit the certified copies as well, no, sir? Because already we didn't submit the certified copies, no?
certified copies. How can we submit? Because
Hard
they
copies
are
in a
not
separate file.
hard copies. I don't think that they will accept it. So you try to
Okay.
do that, but I don't think that they will accept apart from the certificate that which you have submitted online.
Okay,
I
sir.
don't think. I don't think, but you better to try. You try, no problem. Because I'm not too sure because I don't know I do not know that whether they are accepting or not. But you try to do that. You ask and see if they are willing. It's okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
Hello, sir.
Sorry.
Uh, in our WhatsApp group, the one candidate show interview list on 22. There is 30 members. So
30 members. Yeah.
yes, uh, in one person for time is 10 minutes. So something.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Some person for 5 minutes. Is it correct, sir? What the difference?
I am not too sure because the practically interviewing 30 people in a single day is practically very difficult. Because if you take at least interviewing
But
for a position,
they send a scheduled Excel sheet. They have
okay,
30 people.
30 people. Yeah. How many days that they have
On
scheduled for
22,
interviews?
22
20,
only 22.
22.
Yes, second.
Yes,
But means some other days they might be scheduled, no? Because within a
yes, sir.
single day they
Up
cannot
to
interview all the
next.
people, no?
Yes,
Yes.
24,
Yeah,
30.
do you have information how many people called for the interview?
Sir,
Total number of candidates called for the interview. Do you have the
100,
information?
114, sir. 114.
104, 114.
14.
So out of if the number of candidates 114, one third of that means if
38.
the 38, no? Yeah. Because
38 or 42 maybe.
yeah, sometimes that means generally the accepted ratio is 1 to 3. That means if you want to recruit one person, 3 candidates should be called for the interview. So that's the normal ratio. Yes. Okay. So fine. And now let's conclude the
Yeah.
session. So first of all, I have to say thank you very much for Mr. Rohit and other organizers who gave me this opportunity to deliver the lecture before the interview. Uh, and I managed because I didn't have much time to prepare myself too much. So, but within 3 hours time, I prepared all the lecture schedules and something like that. So I'm very happy to have your company from the beginning. That means before the examination, also we had contacts, and I had a chance to be with you during the lecture sessions. And now also I am very happy because 114 people got selected for the interview. That's a very good achievement. So therefore, we wish you everyone to be able to perform uh, very well at the interview, because we know the ultimate truth that only the because everybody cannot be appointed as a assistant registrar, because we have the limited number of cadres. But I wish you everyone all the best for the interview, and I think you might take something out of the lecture I delivered today, and be prepared for the interview, because huge competition is there, as you know. So therefore, getting a mark, getting a 1 mark could make a huge difference in your future career. So therefore, get prepared very well for the interview, and I wish you all the best. I wish you all the very best for the interview, and successful in your future career. Thank you very much. Good night.
Sir, give me a few
Thank you,
seconds
sir.
as usual, Sir Noswell. Thanks, sir. And you said that gesture, posture, eye contact, facial expressions. We think, sir, also one of our Toastmaster International, one of members of the Toastmaster International. Really, your lectures is really fantastic. And first and foremost, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to respected our Janaka sir for conducting such an insightful and valuable session on interview strategies. Thanks, sir. Sir, your guidance on preparation, confidence building, and effective communication have given us a clearer understanding of how to face interviews successfully. Thanks, sir. And we truly appreciate the time and effort you have taken to share your knowledge, your own knowledge and experiences with us. And we would also like to extend our thanks to the organizers, especially Comrade Rohit here. If he is not there, we could not arrange this important session, sir. And for their active involvements, which made this program meaningful and engaging. Finally, thank you everyone for being part of this session. We are confident that the knowledge we gained today will greatly support to us face this interview. Especially normally she asks the question. Thanks. It's also inspiration. Thanks, sir. Thanks again. We salute you finally. Thanks. Okay, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mukti, and thank you, everyone. And once again, I wish all the best to everyone. And I like to see you get into the interview and get appointed as assistant registrars or assistant secretaries in the university system. That's my happy. That's what I want to see. So once again, I wish you all the best. Good night, Mr. Mukti, and everyone. Good night, and have a successful time ahead. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good
Good
night, sir.
night.